So you say you want to be a great communicator. Well, here it is. I've got 5 tips, 5 of the many ways you can become a great communicator. I'm Cheryl Parks. I'm the Vice President of Sales with Evolution of Leadership. I wanted to pop on and just talk a little bit about the 5 ways. I'm going to do this backwards. We're going to start at number 5. Number 5 is pay attention to body language. The body language pretty much tells you anything. When people are already kind of immersed in something else, checking their phone, texting, watching TV or taking another call while you're sitting there, or the typical, they're looking at you with their arms crossed, they're not nodding their head, they're not engaged, they're not smiling, they really potentially could not be listening to you. So pay attention to body language. That would be number 5. Number 4, pay attention to volume, tone, rate of speech. Is it fast? Is it slow? What's being said? What's not being said? These are some of the things that will help you understand how to speak and be a great communicator. So here's a really good example. I've been in sales for 25 plus years. And I would take it all the way down to this. If I call someone and their voicemail greeting sounds like, "Hi, my name is Cheryl Parks, and I am the Vice President of Sales with Evolution of Leadership. Please leave me a message." I'm not going to leave a message that says, "Hi, this is Cheryl Parks with the Vice President of Sales with Evolution of Leadership. Wanted to give you a call." I'm not going to do that. I'm going to slow my voice down and leave a fairly methodical message so that that person who has put that voicemail greeting on their phone will understand what I'm saying. I'm sure we've all heard somebody get a message on their phone and go, "What did they just say?" Because the person's speaking too fast. Our brains process very quickly, but you need to pay attention to the tone and the volume and the pace that someone's speaking in. I would actually give that as my bonus tip. If you can do that, a lot of times you'll make a better connection. Here we go. Number 3. Okay, number 3, speak to groups as if you're speaking to an individual. What does that mean? If you are tasked with speaking to a group of people, whether it's a group of your friends, it's a group you guys are all going out to dinner, or you're talking to everyone in a meeting or some such, you want to make sure that you're speaking to that group as if they're an individual. So let me give you an example. If I'm speaking to a group of 4 different couples and we're all going out to dinner, and I'm trying to get their attention, quickly because I heard that this place, ABC Restaurant, is absolutely fantastic. I'm going to speak to them as if they're one person. And I'm going to say, and I'm thinking as the one person, maybe everybody there loves dessert. So I'm going to speak to that group as if it's one person, and I'm going to start talking about, "Hey, I heard there is a great dessert place. I've been told that, everybody loves dessert," and you start talking to them as they are the dessert-loving person, okay? So you want to kind of pull everyone together and speak to them as if they are an individual. All right, now we are up to number 2. Okay, I separated this one out from number 5 and number 4 because it's important. Read your audience. Why is it important? Because you want to just pause periodically and ask the question, is everyone still with me? Is this making sense? Am I way out in left field here? Obviously, you want to get answers that mean you're on the right track, but have you ever sat through a presentation and you're like, "Why am I in this room?" You want to read your audience. If everyone seems to be looking for the door, or everyone seems to be wanting off the Zoom call or off of the conference call, you want to read the audience. If there's a lot of distraction going on in the background, right? We're quite capable of muting everyone these days. But if there's a lot of distractions going on in the background, sometimes it makes sense to move something to another time frame. Sometimes it doesn't. But you want to read your audience, right? So you want to make sure your audience is in tune with you. They're aligned. They're ready to work, ready to get down to it and get some results. All right. The number 1, this is my number 1. The number 1 thing you can do to be a great communicator is ask illuminating questions. What do I mean when I say illuminating? Why didn't I just say ask questions? There's a reason. Okay, number 1, ask illuminating questions. The reason I'm saying illuminating is because we've all seen, newscasters and journalists on TV, and they're asking questions, or maybe even after the basketball football game, and you have the person in the audience from the news, from the media, saying, so why do you think you lost that game? Or do you think so-and-so could have had a better game, right? Okay, so there's this player, male or female, and they normally score 30 points. They come out of the game, I'm a basketball fan, and they've only scored 6 points. An illuminating question is not, do you think this person could have had a better game? Of course. That's just, you wasted your question. But what you might say is something like, what do you think held that person back tonight? Was it defense? Was it the person's mindset? Was it the plays you were running? You're looking for insight that gives you a true answer, not a yes or no question that says, do you think somebody could have had a better game, when we all know that they could have, okay? So I'm trying to keep these examples really easy for you to see when you're actually out and about, listening to something, watching TV, you can actually see that a lot of these things happen in real time, and you can learn from them and grow. So if you hear somebody say, do you think so-and-so could have had a better game? In your mind, be thinking about what's the better question they could have asked. 5 things you can do to be a better communicator. Cheryl Parks with Evolution of Leadership. Get out there, put them in practice. The only way you can make it happen is by actually implementing and doing. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. We're rooting for you. All right, talk to you soon.